Hey, Dr. B, as a process improvement expert, what would you do if you didn't like your life?
As a process improvement expert, if I didn't like my life, I would start by defining what is it that I don't like about it, right? Not liking my life is vague. We have this negativity bias and we can lean towards feeling like everything is wrong. But sometimes it's just a few things. Maybe you actually just don't like your work. Maybe you're not enjoying your marriage. Maybe you could use more friends or different friends. Maybe your kids are absolutely acting up. I can't tell you what it is, but you can tell you what it is. I would start by defining what is it that I don't like about my life right now. Then I would sit down and think about what would make a better life for me. I love this activity in Lean Six Sigma to say if you had a magic wand, right? You don't have to think about resources, you don't have to think about time, you don't have to think about nobody else. But if you had a magic wand and you could say abracadabra and your life looked exactly the way that you imagine, what would it look like? Once we've defined what we don't like, what we do want, we can take a second and we can see what's the gap between those two. In Lean Six Sigma, we call that a gap analysis, but it doesn't have to be anything deep or intense. It could just be that moment of saying, hey, I want time freedom. I feel like I don't get enough time to spend with my kids. And if I had the life that I desired, I would be spending a ton of time with my kids. I would be able to pick them up from school every afternoon and I would be able to sit down and, do their homework with them and play with them afterwards. Maybe take them to the park. I don't know. I don't have any kids, so I don't know what people be doing with kids. And so we can start thinking about how do I bridge that gap from where I am now to where I want to be. That's the defined stage. Now let's go on to part two, how we would measure.